What's going on?
Well, is this it? We're live, are we?
We're live.
New mics as well. Whoa, these sound amazing.
Yeah.
What about the clap to sync it up?
Oh, nah, we'll be right. Kurt, you gonna be good with that? Do we need a clap? Go on.
If you want, if you don't, fuck it, we don't.
Oh fuck, we're going. We're raw dogging this
Wow,
one.
okay.
We're raw dogging
I
it.
like it. I like it. No lube required.
Never is, mate. Just tears.
All right, so big week, boys. Big week. God, frustrating night last night in a few different ways. We're gonna get on talking about F1, the track, McLaren.
What time did it finish last night? The race.
At 12:40.
Okay, that's not too
About
bad.
12:40. But yeah, I've got some points to go with you boys because it was a great night for us Aussies, but just super frustrating how
It was
all came
exciting.
about.
Yeah, it's definitely exciting. That's for sure.
And Verstappen, crybaby Verstappen. Yeah, we've got a
Not enough sleep.
little bit to go over. But first of all, we have to always we always are proud to we're proudly supported by MJ Trading Cards, as we are every week. So MJ Trading Cards, as we all know, they've been with us for a while now. We have an exclusive offer for our listeners, 15% off their first order. Order at their website, mjtradingcards.com.au. They do about 10 to 15 breaks a day, James. A day.
It's a lot, isn't it?
It is. So get involved. I mean, it's the biggest sport card breaking business, I would say, in Australia now. So, and obviously the biggest and the best always are associated with the
It's as well.
Republica.
We get the biggest names on.
We do.
We get Daniel Brishy, we get Tom Shavulat, we get Kurz Maroney. You know, they're the biggest and the best. Physically as well. Physically we've got
as well.
we've got some big boys on here.
Move all right for a big fella, but
big
well
fella.
proportioned as well, all around. So
I had about 25 and 1 on the weekend.
25-1, I saw you kick 6.
Nah, it wasn't me, mate.
he was playing full back.
I look at you and Steven Silvani and go, fuck, same person.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Only Melburnians will get that joke.
It's true, they will. So I'm still tossing up our MJ Trading Cards performance of the week. We're going to have to touch on that later.
Before you get into that, everyone check out our Patreon. We've done our special eps, been out for about a couple of weeks now. It has an awesome response, so jump on board. You get exclusives as well to early access videos. That we've got some special guests coming up as well, and then jump on our Patreon as well, obviously for our special episode. It's a whole lot of fun. We talk a whole lot of shit at the same time. Goes for 3 hours. We get very drunk. There's a lot of pee breaks in it. You see the boys get up and pee a lot, but there's a lot of things we talk about that maybe we can't talk about so much on YouTube. So jump on it.
100%. And the other thing is we are releasing our special guest pods hopefully 1 to 2 weeks earlier
correct.
on Patreon as well. So if you want exclusive access, we will have one popping up tomorrow. So it's very special guests who will keep unnamed for now.
Yeah, they'll probably know if
Oh, I
they
was gonna
follow our
say that,
socials.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Mr. Joel Calso will be released tomorrow on Patreon, and then 2 weeks from now on YouTube. So if you want that early access, jump on board. It's only $10.50 a month, and obviously with that 15% off. Was it 15%, 20% off discount code for merch and air freshness? It will pay for itself over a while, and it's supporting us as well, which we really appreciate.
Yeah, it's cool, and it's good we get to be. We're already ourselves anyway on podcast, which is why everyone loves it.
But we don't
it's-
want
There's
to
no hold bar.
Yeah, it's no
exactly,
hold
and we
bar.
don't want to be cancelled because then no one wants that.
They can't cancel us.
They
If Donald Trump can't get shot in the face, then we can't be cancelled.
100%. 100%. All right, let's jump into it. F1 boys. Results: Daniel Brishkali.
Yeah, so Oscar Piastri, Lando Norris, Lewis Hamilton, Charles Leclerc, Max Verstappen, Carlos Sainz, Sergio Perez, George Russell, Yuki Tsunoda, and Lance Stroll round out the top 10.
Oh, points for Stroll again. He's been consistent points finisher, Tom. What's going on?
Yeah, I mean it's interesting. Alonso seems to be an angry man in that car at the moment.
Did you see him afterwards? Someone was filming on top of the pits, and him and George Russell were having a spat.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. I didn't see that on the telecast, what happened there. But yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I think Alonso signing this contract early in the season
Yeah.
We jumped the gun a bit.
jumped the gun. And yeah, we're going to go over contracts later with Perez as well. We're going to touch on that as James mentioned. So, but yeah, it's interesting. Alonso, he's apparently been asked about this Mercedes seat, and he just said blatantly no. He signed a contract with Aston Martin, and the team It's hard. The car seems like it is performing because if Stroll can get points, you know it's going to be there or thereabouts. But he just can't get enough out of the car. So that's an interesting point. Frustrating. It was funny watching this race because it's like everyone made a mistake.
Yeah.
No, there was no perfect pit stop. There was no perfect strategy. We're going to go into McLaren shortly, but yeah, it was really interesting. 5 or 6 guys could have won that race. Clerk was looking good at the end, but the biggest frustration for me is just that track and just so hard to pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I guess a lot of the race, there was a lot going on, but also not a lot going on at the same time. And then, it heated up with 10, 15 laps to go because you had obviously the McLaren saga at the same time.
Yeah.
Hang on. Oh, I've lost the mic.
Go on here. We're back. Sorry.
Okay, good.
Bloody Chinese. Sorry. Government's getting me again. So, yeah, and it was a really strategic race, especially with 2-3 stops. That always is the case. But my biggest frustration with these tracks that you just can't pass that. Like, F1 has grown so much as a sport, monetary value, attendance.
Yeah.
Socially. Like, I think they have to invest more money into these tracks to make them more, I don't know, more friendly.
What would you change with Hungarian though?
Oh, man, Hungarian. Did you see the outskirts of Hungarian? There's plenty of room there.
Yeah, okay.
It's not like a street circuit.
So change the layout, you mean?
Slightly change the layout. They need another braking, passing opportunity on that track. I mean, I think at the end of the day, yes, it's been on the calendar for a long time. Yes, it is one of those traditional tracks, but like, God, it was just so frustrating. Like Verstappen comes out we had 10 lap fresher tyres and a faster car, and he couldn't get past Hamilton for 15 laps.
Yeah.
It's a joke.
And
With F1, it needs to be like a Silverstone, doesn't it? We need some big straights and fast sweepers. That's an F1
Ideally,
track
yeah.
these days, isn't it? No
Yeah.
hard braking.
well, the other thing is, what they thought back in the day, and I think this was like track when they were building tracks back in the day, was you want a slow corner into a long straight. You don't want that. Because there's what that's called a concertina effect. When they're going slower, there's actually a bigger gap between them as you drive away. You want fast sweeping corners because you can get a slipstream out of the corner and then pass. And you'll see that in the different tracks like Yas Marina, for instance, where Verstappen passed Hamilton in 2021 to win the championship. That corner was completely changed for that season, for that year. So it was interesting. If that corner hadn't been changed, history could have been different. Because he might have not got past him. So, yeah, it's just one of those things. And I was sitting there thinking, God, this is such a great track. But I don't know. I don't know what they can do.
It's a hard one. Like, how much do you change? How much do you think it's going to improve everything?
There's an interesting corner, that very fast left-hander into the hairpin and sort of halfway through the track. So just after the first sector, where funnily enough, where Massa actually got hit by that spring back in the day. There's actually, I looked and there was loads of runoff there. I'm thinking, geez, you could have a little bit of a longer straight, a braking opportunity, come back through a hairpin and then up the other side again. But who knows? I'm not, that's just from an armchair expert, I suppose, isn't it?
I think, though, that a conversation is going to get bigger and bigger with Formula One outgrowing tracks. It already is a little bit. Obviously, it comes around every year with Monaco, which is standard. But with other tracks like now Hungarian, you're talking about, it's true. It really is outgrowing a lot of tracks, and the solution, I think, is a very hard solution to appease everyone.
Yeah, and going into the future with these new 2026 cars, there's no they're dropping DRS, so that's another thing. So who knows? Who knows what they're going to do?
That's a good point.
Just on those 2026 regs, they're talking 10 seconds a lap slower.
Yeah, I saw that. They're not happy with that, though, aren't they?
No, they're not. So, but that was like when 2014, when the new regs came about. Oh, actually, sorry guys.
What you got?
So Alonso was pissed. We still talked about it at the start of the pod.
Not too many VB stubbies.
No, Alonso was pissed. He let Stroll through, so he could get past Yuki. He didn't, and then didn't give the position back as agreed. So Stroll got let through by Alonso to pass Yuki.
Okay.
So that's why
It wasn't quick enough.
So that's why that's hot off the press by
Gotcha.
friend of the pods. So yeah, that's the interesting thing, I suppose, isn't it?
What's the goal for Stappen? Is he just a lack of sleep?
I don't know. What do you guys?
It was so funny. Who was it? It was
Crofty.
Crofty talking about how grumpy he is.
But what do
He
you guys
kept harping
reckon?
on about it, but it kind of got annoying.
I liked it.
Like the first time it was funny, and then the second time I was like, shut your mouth,
but
man.
he could be right. Like if he's up to 2, 3 a.m. and then waking up early to do it, surely that's going to have an effect.
Of course, it's it's normal if you're sleep deprived.
Yeah.
Like it's stupid on Max's part.
It's interesting. It's an interesting point because he's done this for his whole career. And just because now the car is probably the 4th best performing car
yeah.
on the day. Like now, obviously, when champions aren't winning, everyone finds excuses of why they're not winning. And I think it's harsh that they've said this because he's done this for his whole career. But who knows? Like I know if I haven't had enough sleep, I'm a little bit irritable. And on his radio, man,
Oh man, he was pissed.
there was some really like crybaby calls that whole race. Like I'm like, just man, put your head down and
race.
fucking race. And like even how he passed Hamilton and went airborne. I mean, it's so unmaxed. Like
That's OG Max.
Yeah.
I know.
That's
and then,
early days.
and then
correct.
passing Hamilton running wide, like fuck, that never happened.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
so on that second corner. So who knows? I mean, that car looked undrivable, to be honest. And to Max's credit, he put everything he can out of it, like he always does. I mean, look at Perez. I mean, didn't do much all weekend after
Where do you get up to? 8th?
yeah,
Seventh?
7th, yeah. But I mean, yeah, it's another story. His qualifying performance is just horrendous. He's been out qualified by Logan Sargent like 7 or 8 times or something.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Like it's just unbelievable, and he's in a Red Bull. I mean, I know the Red Bull isn't the Red Bull of old, but yeah, I mean, who knows what's going to happen there?
Is it the quickest backflip on a contract in history? Because he signed it and it was like 2 weeks later. Like we're not sure about this now.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like you look at contracts over the years. I remember.
They don't mean shit. We all know that.
Well, it's true, but I remember like Lorenzo when he was leaving Ducati and then won 2 races in a row. Like it was just like, whoa, fuck! Did they do it too quickly? Did they?
Well, he said if he stayed on that bike, he would have won a title. Cheeseburger.
Of course he did. Of course he said that. That's the biggest cheesy call ever, isn't it?
you know what? It's not a bad call though. He probably would have.
Yeah.
It's
I'd
not a
back
bad
that
call.
because Dobby came second on that bike the year after,
yeah.
and
Where'd he
Lorenzo
go?
was a better rider than Dobby.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. True.
Of course, he's
Yeah.
3-time MotoGP world champion.
Yeah. Back-to-back 250 champion.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to McLaren. They just made it so overcomplicated.
Oh,
Okay.
dude.
It was a joke, man. It was a farce.
Like it was an absolute farce. And that radio, like that's embarrassing for McLaren. Like they're like pleading with their driver to like move over. He's 6 seconds ahead. I mean, yes, it's good that Oscar's won that race, but seriously, like think of the big picture. They got the fastest car now.
I was going to say, that's the most complete all-round package, isn't it, that car?
Oh yeah, it is
That's
the fastest
amazing.
car on the grid. Lando has a real shot of winning the championship this year.
So you think he should have stayed?
100%.
But isn't this to the point that we were talking about last time? I've brought it up a few times. I'm like, I hate when drivers have to give a place. But then he got the undercut. So then technically, as you've argued on the podcast, that then Oscar should take that place back.
100%. But what should have happened is McLaren absolutely fucked that. They should have just pitted Oscar first.
Well, why
Yeah,
didn't they
that's
do
right.
that? Why
because
didn't they do that?
that's dumb.
Like there has to be. They've had 2 big brain fades in a row. Silverstone they did when they should just double stacked or put someone in
100%, man.
first.
This is just it's falling off. Like they're just this guy who's in charge of Lando, this Will fellow, biggest fucking pussy in history. Just make a decision and tell your driver to move out of the fucking way if you want to move out of the way. Don't go, you guys are in meetings on a Sunday morning. You do really want to
Yeah,
like bull?
Think of the team
I
or
know,
like, just
fuck
do it.
off.
I don't know. Just because somebody's gonna put your foot down.
Yeah, like seriously, like it was an absolute fuss. This is a multi-billion-dollar fucking company, and they're like I was said to oh man, they're gonna have the fucking Bahrainians who pretty much own McLaren on the phone saying leave Lando out the front. He's gonna win he might be winning a championship this year. These 7 points are gonna be so important. Yes, I mean obviously I'm gonna get a bit of hate for this because we're all Oscar Piastri fans, but you got to look at the big picture. No way Verstappen would have pulled over. No way Hamilton would have pulled
Well,
over.
I was like stuck in 2 minds because if I was like, nah, I want Piastri to win.
Of
He
course you
deserves
do.
to win. But I would have also had respect in like a retarded way that if Lando stayed out, because I love a killer.
You know
I
what the-
love someone who
yeah.
just was because he had a really good interview afterwards. He's like, I had to put myself in his shoes, and I thought it was a really good interview.
Yeah.
But it's a team thing. He's done it for me, but he's like everything that I wanted to win that, and I wanted to be really selfish, and it's so true. But
Man, but when I saw Verstappen airborne, thinking he's going to be down 5th, 6th, maybe another penalty, you got to maximise those points.
Yeah, that's right. You
know,
got to make the most of it.
You got to make the most of
100%.
it. And like, yes, of course, it's amazing to see Oscar's first win. And I'm telling you right now, if that wasn't Oscar's first win, if it was his second or third win, Lando would have stayed out the front and won the race.
Yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
100%.
Yeah.
He's not going to give it up.
No, so that was the only determining factor was the fact that it
his
was
first
Oscar's
race
first race. And you weren't going to take that
But
away.
it's
from him.
Yeah,
not-
I don't know, man. I don't know if I would have pulled over, but if the case of a championship, yeah, it's a long season, but you still want to beat your teammate. And he was faster. And he made a good point. He's like, I would have undercut him anyway.
Yeah. And it's funny, like, I think like it would have got to the end of the race, and if Lando did do it, Piastri would just go to the car and go, that was bad, wasn't it? Like, he wouldn't
Yeah,
he
he
wouldn't have done anything.
They still would have done a little fist bump. Yeah, seconds.
Yeah,
That's all right.
like it's not like a killer like teammate. Like if Perez did that to Verstappen, like or hell would break loose.
Yeah,
Like Piastri
yeah.
is just such a calm, nonchalant, as they like to say on the fancy words.
Helmut Marko would have been calling him all racist funny comments.
Yeah.
Sergio Perez.
But yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a you've been shoved to McLaren. But yeah, I mean, I just think that they just need to like.
They put both their drivers in an awkward position by just
And such a
just
shame.
pitting Lando
Their first
first.
1-2 since, I mean, their first real 1-2 since, I don't know, maybe
2012.
2012. And they finished
Yeah.
first and second in Monza in 21, but that's because 3 people crashed out. That's when Ricciardo won.
Yeah.
But their first real 1-2 in 12 years. They've won 3 races in the last 12 years. And they've finally got the car to win, and then they've just completely fucked the strategy in the last 2 rounds. Yes, they won and they've won 2, but don't know. These little things can just change.
They make or break.
Make or break. This is Lando ringing Toto Wolff and said, I've had enough, I'm coming to Mercedes. You know what I mean? Like, these are the little things that can happen. And I'm surprised someone didn't get on the phone to Andreas Staller on the pit wall and just say, leave Lando out front. Like, leave him out front. He's 6 seconds ahead. This is ridiculous. He's got to sit on the main straight for 6 seconds to let his teammate pass.
I know, it's crazy.
I don't think anyone was expecting me to say this. I think everyone was like, oh, it's so good that Oscar's won. But like, at the end of the day, man, like, it's a dog-eat-dog world out there.
100%.
Yeah,
As much as a team sport it is, you're also.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
that's the first person you
If
want to
Lando if Lando loses the championship by 7 points at the end of the season,
well, that's it. That's right
it.
there.
it's on McLaren.
In positives, though, it was awesome to see him win.
Very noble answer there, James Shaw.
Thank you.
And he's awesome. Do I think Oscar Piastri is a championship winning material? Not yet. I know.
Takes
But-
longer in F1, though.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, heaps longer.
Takes a
Yeah.
lot longer to prove their
What he's
stripes.
done in the 18 months
I think it's been really good.
in F1 has been outstanding. And I don't think we even appreciate it, to be honest. Like, to have a rookie to come in and have a season and a half, I mean, it's just
he's
insane.
podiums. He's had
Yeah.
a sprint
Sprint
race
win.
win. That was at
Yeah.
Spa, wasn't it? This time
Qatar, I
last year.
think. Qatar.
I think it's at 2. Maybe I could be wrong. And then win at Hungary.
He's adapted really quickly.
And he's
All things considered.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
And he's in the right car, which is a big thing in F1.
You know
let's
what's
be
funny?
honest.
He could have been in that Alpine.
Yeah, that's right.
Alpine put out that press release saying you've
Yeah.
signed. He goes, no, I have not signed. I'm not racing for you guys. I'm racing for McLaren. Like, imagine that he would have been 19th and 20th. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So, one thing I did take out of going back to qualifying, man, that Sonoda crash. I don't know if you boys seen it, but it was huge. Like, it was a lot bigger than what everyone saw on TV.
Okay, talk me through it because I
So
didn't see it at all.
he actually runs wide on turn 6 or 7. We might even clip this in, Curdy. What do you reckon? Thank you. He actually runs wide and then actually jumps up on the curb and hits the barrier. So it was like Barrichello back in '94. Remember that accident?
Oh,
The biggest
yeah.
accident with it flicks up and then in there. But because they had no good camera angle from the back or from the side, you didn't actually see that.
Yeah.
But on board, the car was off the ground into the wall.
Jesus.
Could have been huge, like really, really interesting. And no one's really talking about it because there was no camera on it. So that's why T. Shav had to put that in his notes.
Yeah,
Put
it's,
more cameras at the Hungaroring.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you doing, Hungary? But no, it's it was an interesting race. It really was. Going back to Max though, like it was so interesting seeing him so angry and adamant. Like it was like a spoiled kid almost. It was the funniest.
100% it was.
The funniest thing for me was when he got on the radio when I think he tried to pass Hamilton and he like ran him a little bit off or something. And then he goes, oh, he didn't leave me any room. And then they came straight back on the radio and said, mate, you went in front of the apex.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
normally
you're
they're always on their side.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was really interesting. They're really getting frustrated
must
behind the
be.
scenes as well.
What do you reckon the team mentality and the harmony is like in Red Bull at the moment?
I'd have to be shocking.
I don't think it would be good. It doesn't seem good from the outside.
It doesn't
No
seem
way.
good. You don't want these things to play out in the public eye. Like, I know that after the whole Horner scandal, they were just dominating on the track. So everything got hidden, you know.
Yeah.
But now
Results hide everything, don't they?
it's interesting. Like, Verstappen had the upgrades and Perez didn't. The car didn't seem like it was that much better. But, I mean, Spa is a car's track and a driver's track. So you'd expect Max to come out this week and absolutely dominate.
Yeah,
but
demolish everyone.
But we'll see. I mean,
Well, how do you know these days? We keep picking Max and
I know.
got fifth.
It's not working.
And he, ran up the arse almost of Hamilton and had a massive shunt. And lucky he didn't just DNF.
Yeah, 100%.
Really, and destroy the floor of the car.
I thought it was done. I thought he was done. Like, how
Yeah, I was
does
waiting to see the tyre fall off the rim as
Yeah,
you turn the
yeah.
corner.
how does that, like, how strong they build these things?
That must be physically hard shunt for him as well, because that's a lot
That's
of force, and there's no
that's a
suspension
fair
on
drop.
those things.
Well, yeah, you've only got like, what, is it 7 mil or something off the
Yeah.
ground? And
That must be rough.
You reckon he's at the Cairo today?
Yeah, it's a broken tailbone or something.
He's going to see Cherry.
Yeah, I was going to say, you got to see Cherry get a massage.
well, the F1 cars, there's not a lot of actually suspension up and down. It's more lateral, like sideways. So, yeah, if he would have taken the full brunt of it.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been pretty.
Yeah,
No way.
he would have taken the full length, that's for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Cherry's back. Any
yeah.
more penalties coming towards him, though, after that?
No more penalties. He didn't get it was a racing incident, they said. So that was but it's probably fair enough. I mean, it's just tough, hard racing, isn't it?
Yeah,
So you could have a
I think
crack,
Lewis
don't you?
came out and said it straight
He did,
away as
he
well.
did, and
So
so-
it's a
Okay,
racing
I didn't see
incident.
that.
And to Lewis's credit, he came out and said it was a racing incident. Like, it wasn't, Do you reckon Ferrari were regretting their decision with Hamilton?
I thought it would be the opposite, to be honest. I thought it would be more Hamilton regretting his decision.
I don't know. I was thinking about this over the weekend. I was like, yeah, he still got it.
We just
but-
won Silverstone
Yeah,
podiums.
I know. But he's still got it. But does he have that extra edge that you need to be?
I don't think you lose that.
You don't think
Yeah.
so?
Nah, you don't lose that.
Yeah, I
no.
think
I think
once
you
you're
just
a-
become slower.
Yeah,
Like
reaction
reaction times and all that kind of stuff. But you don't. That's mindset, and I don't think you can lose that.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think that Silverstone win, he got lucky with the right tyres at the right time.
But I think he's been building as well, because Mercedes has been back up there
Yeah.
again, and then he was up there again on another podium like that. Car's come a long way from the start of the year, and then it's no surprise and he's back up there.
Yeah, that's right. You got to think of him before you think of George Russell. And
Yeah.
his 200th podium, by the way.
Yeah,
I know it's.
That's insane.
it is
I
insane.
just can't believe that. Yeah, I've seen him on the podium 200 times. Like, that's a lot. That's a lot, isn't it? Like,
But going into
crazy.
2025, Mercedes seems to have a better package than Ferrari right now. Yeah.
I don't know. Ferrari actually had a really good race pace on the weekend, but they just qualified poorly, and they just couldn't pass. You just couldn't pass.
Yeah, I
So-
think it would have been a different story for Ferrari. I'd almost go out and say that they're still the third best car on the grid.
McLaren, Red Bull, Ferrari.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd
right.
almost put Ferrari before McLaren even. Before Red Bull.
Yeah, I mean, you got to look at Perez. I mean, he's obviously mentally nowhere, but to not, I mean, he's qualified once in Q2 and like for the last 5 races or something, like just completely fucked it. Like, and you don't do that with a car that's the fastest on the grid.
Yeah,
Surely
that's right.
not. You know,
Is
like,
it a
just
bit of a
can't-
Repsol Honda situation where like
got
Verstappen's
a
so
gun.
good, he's just driving around the problems where no one else can handle it?
Yeah,
It could be.
100%. Yeah, I'd 100% agree with that.
You know,
And
if
then-
they lose Verstappen, then they just going to be going back to 7th, 8th place. You know, I could see that happening.
Yeah,
There's a big chance.
I don't think they'll ever let Max go though.
They'll just pay him an absolute mince.
I don't think if he goes to like a Mercedes and stuff, he'll be able to play sim races at 3 a.m. in the morning either.
I think he could call a lot of his shots.
Yeah, you can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
When you got the runs on the board, you can do what you want.
Yeah. I think
Yeah, the Germans are fucking tough cookies, but they don't put up with shit. So we'll see.
We'll see. I've seen that before.
Gertie?
Daniel looked at me like we both looked at each other. Who's going to say it first?
Yeah,
But it's true though. If you got the runs on the board,
Yeah.
you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, that's right.
And they
Oh,
want to win championships.
I think to a certain extent, though, I think the
bit of a Dennis Rodman.
the
spec,
trust
Yeah.
between Hamilton, and Mercedes, I think was broken before he made that decision with Ferrari.
Why?
Oh,
is
I
that?
think there was a lot more parts going to George Russell, and there was a lot more
You
of
reckon?
that going on. Yeah, 100%.
After everything he's done for that team,
Yeah, I think, but it's ruthless out there, man.
It
it's-
is.
Yeah.
it is ruthless, but still. I'm interested to see how the rest of the year is going to go because it's really up in the air. And if it wasn't for Red Bull, or should I say Max, having such a dominant start to this season, like I think
Totally different
It's
ballgame.
totally different. I think he's still 2 or 3 races still clear in the points.
2 races clear now.
Yeah.
So there's he's
It
still
would
got
be. It would be 2 races clear if Lando won, but it's probably 2
2 and a
races.
half.
Yeah,
Yeah.
7 points or something. But
Yeah, so it's just going to be interesting in the second half of this year, really. There's a lot to still play out, but like it just seems like it's just unraveling a little bit for Red Bull every weekend.
Are they going to crumble? Are McLaren going to get to the point and are they going to fold? Like, you don't know
Yeah.
what's going to happen.
I still think McLaren has the best team harmony after all of it. Like everything always seems like this is just a blip on the radar. That's maybe a learning curve. Like I don't know again why they just didn't pit Oscar first, but
especially in the last stint, I understand in the first stint why they pitted Lando first because it was. But they said got on the radio said, "Oh, we pitted you because you're in danger of Hamilton." Hamilton was 10 seconds behind after the pit stop. I mean, there was no danger at all.
yeah, who is? Yeah, I don't get it.
It's that Will fella, I'm telling you.
Get him on the blower.
Yeah, I'll get
shoot
him on.
shoot him a message.
Nah, he would pussy out, I reckon.
Would you give him the hard-hitting questions?
Yeah, but I beat him. Oh, there you go. Really nice to meet ya. British style.
Yeah.
British style with the Roberts. Joe Roberts. No, not Roberts.
I love Joe
Dixon.
Roberts, man.
Dickens. Same person. They morph into one, those two for me.
Nah, no way, man.
That's funny. How do you see Red Bull playing that rest of the year?
I don't know. It's going to be really interesting, and it's so exciting, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, it is.
You've obviously got a clear leader now with McLaren. There's going to be some different. I've got Lando winning another 4 races before the end of the year, in my calculation. So he'll go really well in Spa. Him and Verstappen battle this weekend will be phenomenal.
I'm not putting Verstappen as winning. I'm done.
Yeah, that's
First
fair
time ever, I'm not going to choose Max Verstappen winning
There
a
you
race.
go.
But it's funny, we started this podcast. I mean, we talk about the start of this year. We were just expecting all the same, weren't we?
For the next
Yeah,
2
yeah.
years.
Yeah, you said, Red Bull are they're going to win every race. Can they do better? Can they do one better and win a race? But, I mean, it's just changed so much, hasn't it?
It's amazing. It's amazing how much just those upgrades, I wouldn't say small upgrades, but upgrades can change.
In so little time.
Yeah, which, again, we've spoken about it before from MotoGP. It seems like GP takes 5 years just to get half a tenth quicker, where F1, you just get a new front wing or a new design or something and bang, you're back up there again.
Finding that sweet spot.
Yeah, McLaren's done it. Mercedes seems to be doing it. Ferrari's done it as well.
That's just credit to the guys that are at the factory, I suppose. The team at the factory. They'd be working tirelessly to get all that
For
stuff
sure.
done.
And all that. And it's like live data straight back to for the factory during races, which I didn't know. That's insane, isn't
it's
it?
nuts.
It's such a big
Yeah,
operation.
I think Mercedes have like 75 people working at their working factory during a race.
Yeah, it's
Like-
it's mental.
Mental, crazy. And they get the tyres off the car and they go straight to like a lab and they test how much wear pattern there was, all sorts of stuff. Like it's pinnacle of motorsport though, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
it does trickle down to the cars you and I guess drive, every day.
Yeah, I mean we're going into
Tires as well.
into 2026. I mean sustainable fuels and stuff like that. That's going to be the next thing for road cars.
So what's the go with these cars? It's 10 seconds slower. What are they doing about that?
Well, I don't know. Like it's just early days, isn't it? I mean they haven't built the engine yet, so how do they know that for fact? But obviously they're using more electrical power, but they're simplifying the electric power. A lot less aero again, so passing and following will be a lot easier again. And obviously there's got this new, by the sounds of it, like a DRS system, but not rear wing related, more like underneath the car where it's going to open up some flaps. So yeah, we'll see. We've still got 2025 to look forward to as well.
Yeah,
which
it's
is
really
gonna,
good.
It's going to be building to a crazy season where we thought it was going to be much the same for the last 2 years. So
Is it still $1.10 Verstappen's going to win this year and next year?
God, no way. I wouldn't put that bet on.
No.
No, I wouldn't put that bet on at all. I really see Lando fighting for this championship this year.
Coming back.
Yeah,
Oh, that'd be good when they make it.
it'd
be great for the sport.
It can change so quickly.
Who would have picked that at the start of this year?
Who would have picked that like
no
5
one.
weeks ago? Like, or,
True.
You know.
Couple
And
months
Lando's
ago,
only
yeah.
won one race. I mean, that's the other thing.
He's won the same amount as Oscar Piastri.
Yeah.
He's been there 2 years, year and a half.
I
Isn't that
know.
wild?
It's crazy.
Who's got the strongest team? Driver lineup. So you got Charles and Carlos. You got, and we can talk about next year as well. So you have Charles and Lewis, but let's talk maybe this year. Because okay, you got really strong of Max, but then you got
Weak with Perez.
you
yeah.
got tardation of Perez.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a great question. I mean, a lot of people would probably say Leclerc and Sainz as well. It's a really.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's a
not a bad
pretty. It's a
shout.
pretty.
Hamilton and Leclerc next year is going to be a crazy partnership.
Even Hamilton and Russell's a pretty good team.
Yeah, it
when you
is.
think of it, really, like just based on.
Yeah.
Until you get to the
How good
last
they are.
lap and then Russell.
Yeah, I
goes into
know.
a wall.
That's right, but I think that's probably that'd have to be.
It's a
the
good question. Like, how do you? It's
strongest
such a tough one. Leclerc, Hamilton's a great
Oh, next
great
year that's
one for next
amazing.
year. But then Piastri, Lando is just building and building.
It is,
And
yeah.
like it's a really gun rookie.
But yeah, it's interesting. Piastri just seems like the perfect teammate. Like he just doesn't get too excited.
The
doesn't
problem
get too
with
angry.
being a perfect teammate is, are
never
you
gonna
going to
get you
be
anywhere.
a world champion? Are you going to be the killer that we talk about?
But you know what? What
Feel
happened
like
last
Bottas
night?
all over again.
Yeah. What happened last night? It just shows that McLaren really want to keep this unity. You know, it's not.
Well,
it's-
like they would have said, wait for the time that has to come back around.
Yeah. And you know what? Oscar has pulled over countless
multiple times.
Yeah.
Countless
And
times.
Lando did say that.
Yeah.
So you got to give
Credit-
one back eventually.
Credit where credit's due, I suppose, isn't it?
And who knows? We'll see how it is. But like we talk about giving places back, like you got to give the places back because that's what everyone's saying, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Otherwise, I'm more confused.
But the thing is, like, you got to look at like Webber and Vettel, for instance. And they said about this on the commentary. Vettel disobeyed team orders.
Yeah, they all did.
Multi 21 Seb, multi 21. And then he won the race, won the championship, and he was
They loved
absolutely
him.
fucking loved.
Of
you
Yeah,
know?
that's
course,
right.
I know, that's right. But everyone says you got to do team orders, and then I said it like 4 pods ago. I'm like, what's the go of team orders? It's a ridiculous thing ever. Now everyone's like, nah, I should have done a team orders. And I'm like, well,
Yeah.
what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to rewind, mate, find that. I don't remember you saying that, but yeah.
4 or 5 episodes ago, and you go, Jim, nah, you got to do team orders. You got to do team orders. That's what you said.
It's hard, isn't it? It's hard. If I'm like, as what you said, Daniel, like if I was in that position fighting for a championship, I'm seeing Verstappen flying through the air.
I'm doing the same thing.
I'm winning this race.
That's the first thing I'd be asking on the radio. Where's Max? And
Yeah.
if they're going, oh, he's just dropped down to 5th, we're like, yeah, you tell Oscar, good luck next race.
I would be doing the same thing 100% with
Seriously,
you
you
guys.
got to.
yeah.
Beat it, dude.
Yeah, like I'm here for myself. I'm here to win.
I've never been in that position before where like team orders, like I so disagree with what the team were doing. And that just that pittiness on the radio was just, that's the fucking stupidest thing that's happened in Formula 1 for 5 years. Like it was just ridiculous. That pitiful, like we'll
Remind me of a child in like Kmart begging for
know.
a toy. That's what it was.
please,
Just put your foot down and be the dick of a boss and just tell them how it is.
Yeah.
You're gonna get more respect out of that anyway.
Exactly
than
right.
Beating around the bush.
And that's
mean-
what you paid to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not there to reason.
Maybe they've got like F1 fucking lefty corporates. Nah, you got to tell him this. Can't be too judgmental or something like that.
Wait for the Drive to Survive episode.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah.
See how they play that one out.
I think they were with McLaren this weekend as well, they were saying.
Oh, there
Fuck,
you
how
go.
do they do it? I swear to God, it's red.
It's rigged.
It's rigged,
It's rigged.
isn't it?
Or did you see the camera thing of the Ferrari? That something happened with Ferrari in Hungary, and then the cameraman was making one of the fans like fake cry for the footage.
No
no
shit!
way.
Yeah.
Putting like
Nah,
drops
he's
in.
just like going like this, go like this, and then she was like pretending to cry.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
Yeah, so
don't
you
like
can't believe everything that you see.
No.
Especially if Trump
That's why-
shooter and all that stuff.
That's why I hate watching.
I can't.
That's
That
why I
was
hate
real.
boxing. For me, boxing fucking frustrates the fuck out of me because it's all rigged.
Yeah, of course.
Well, yeah, and they don't fight the person that's supposed to fight
No.
until like 20 years down the track.
Yeah, they stuck each other in that.
Yeah, it's so. And I've gone right off that. I used to love watching it, but who knows? After watching what's Tyson Fury?
Tyson
I
Fury,
watched
yeah.
his-
Alexander Usyk.
yeah. Well, I
That was
watched
a good
his,
fight, that.
and the other ones.
I watched his
against,
TV show and they were like
Wilder.
talking about
the
it.
big black guy.
Deontay Wilder.
Oh, is that what we said? Deontay Wilder, yeah.
Yeah.
That second match was the most amazing thing I've seen. But who knows how real that was? I mean, that has to be like the last real fight.
Oh, no, he clobbered him.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the first one was amazing.
Where he got
He got knocked
up.
out and he got.
Like the Undertaker.
He literally was like Undertaker and Kane, brothers of destruction. Gertie.
Kane.
My God.
We were talking about that the other day.
I watched a video of Kane tombstoning Vince McMahon's wife, like the old lady, and it's the funniest thing ever.
Bro, JR and who's the commentators? JR and
Jerry
King.
Lawler.
Jerry Lawler. Bro, Jerry Lawler and who's the other one? JR. They are underrated two
They made it.
commentators in the history of world entertainment.
Yeah, they made it. My God, he's broken in half.
He's dead.
And when Kane walked out, he's like, "Oh, he's demented. He's he walked out.
He's perverted with fire."
Like that was like, oh god, that's my child. That's our childhood, isn't it?
I reckon I said Curdy something every day on WWE, old school WWE.
Like 99 to like 2006 was just prime, wasn't it?
What about when Bubba Ray Dudley puts Mae Young through a table off the stage? Look at the perverted look. Sick human being.
Oh god, that's the best.
That's
Fuck, it was good. And that's the thing. Like you knew it was fake, but it was so entertaining. Wasn't
You know
it?
what's crazy? I was watching a thing on that, and
I was just after I said I don't like fake stuff.
yeah, it's so ridiculous. I was watching a thing, and he puts her off the stage. It's like 10 feet up through a table, and then he's like being all perverted, like staring into it. But you can see her like grabbing his hands, like telling me he's all right.
Yeah.
So that's like always the small things.
Yeah,
but
it is. Yeah, you don't notice that when you're a kid. You
Nah,
see it now.
I think I cried when I was a kid when the Big Show beat Rey Mysterio into like a bloody pulp, and I was like crying. I was so sad.
Oh Jesus. Back on track.
I'm gonna talk about WWE.
Yeah. Anything else to add for F1? I'm pretty much done.
Yeah, no, I got nothing.
Nah, that's really it. How do you think Spa's gonna go? I hope you know what I hope? This is all I want out of Spa. Rain on top and a bit dry down the bottom, mixed conditions.
There's
Get
been
it
a lot of
going.
mixed conditions this year.
Yeah, it's the best.
in motorsport, like lots.
Always creates the best racing.
I reckon one year, like for Formula One, it was like 2015. There was no rain all season. Like, did not rain once.
Yeah.
And like qualifying was so entertaining. Qualifying was raining at the start, then dried out, and they were going on. They didn't actually get into inters at all. They went straight into dry tires. It was, super exciting. I love that.
Yeah, I like it as well.
It's
Just mixes
interesting
it
for
up.
me. Formula One now, like, I watched the full pre-race show last night. The hour and a half pre-race show.
Yeah, right.
I never used to do that. I'm like really like seriously entertained and excited about it.
Did Brundle get snubbed at all?
Oh, Brundle struggled on the pit walk this week.
Who was the stars on the pit walk in bloody Hungary? Probably some wrestler, an Olympian wrestler or something in Hungary. They're the big stars.
Bulgarian weightlifter.
Yeah, water polo or something. They love that.
They did. I don't think he spoke to anyone interesting that was like celebrity wise.
That checks out.
That's seriously a Grand Prix you want to go to. And Molly
Bristow
was
shout
there.
out. She was wearing our shirts.
Yeah,
Shout
she
out to Molly
was.
Bristow.
I actually messaged. I was actually messaging her on last night. Inside scoop, and the thing is, they didn't fucking know. The people in the crowd didn't know what was going on. They kept like, because they're like, why the fuck are they pitting Lando? And why was he slowing down on the straight?
Didn't they have commentary over the
He couldn't hear it. They couldn't. It was in Hungarian.
How does that sound like?
But she didn't know what was going on. She had no idea. But at the end of the race, she was like, oh my God, like, won. But then she said she rewatched it afterwards. And she was like, oh my God, I didn't realize like there's so much complication.
Yeah, that's the thing with being at an event, whether it be like the footy, like, someone's injured, you never know. Sometimes, how many times I've been at the footy, we've spoken about this, where it's like, you look at just say like a Shea Bolton or something for Richmond, and he has like, never happens, but he'll have like 30 disposals and 2 goals or something. It's like best on ground performance. And I'll feel like I've never seen him in the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or like when you're at the racing, you miss so much stuff. You don't realize.
Yeah, and it was it's interesting for her because like it would have been awesome to be there to see Oscar's first win and all the elation of that. but she didn't know any of the bad stuff that happened. So it was actually probably good for her.
Yeah, that's right.
But
True,
it was
true.
yeah, it's interesting. And
It was like the seagull incident when we were there. Like, I had no idea Andre Iannone hit the seagull,
yeah,
and all
yeah.
that crazy stuff that was happening.
yeah, well, yeah, God, that was a crazy 2015 Phillip Island. But yeah, she front straight again, front straight warrior. Don't know about that. James's contentious issue.
Yeah, well, any of the listeners that missed out. So what is it? So the real fans are on corners, maybe sitting on a hill, you know, Casanova Savelli or something like that from Magello,
Siberia.
Siberia, at Phillip
Best
Island.
place.
But if you're like a tweeny, Swifty Drive to Survive fan, you're on a front straight. You're a front straight Swifty.
Yeah. Yeah. And we got copped a bit of grief for that.
No, we actually, no, people on our side.
Okay.
Well, definitely people on our side.
The only benefit is, I suppose, for GP, if you run onto the track, you might catch a boot or a knee slider or something.
Yeah. But like,
But
again,
still,
going
you're
on,
not-
I don't care about, if I want to watch cars go on a straight line, I'll just sit on the side of the Hume Highway. Like, no difference.
Go to Friday night drags.
Yeah, Friday night drags. Gee, see some heads and call it apart Friday night
Yeah,
drags.
it's gas. We should go,
Bro,
it's
that's
good.
half
It's a
of
good
our-
night out.
Yeah.
It's half of our listeners are there.
Yeah, they'll respect that part. Half tube minty. But no, you'd much rather be in a corner. You see
Yeah, of course.
action, you see
Yeah.
people come
Overtaking.
overtaking. And like, you know, if it's on a bike or a car, you're sitting on a corner Friday or Saturday, especially Friday, you see them set up. So you've seen them loose anyway. Sitting at a turn 12 Phillip Island on Friday practice is mint.
Yeah, it
Because you
is.
always see them get loose out of there.
Yeah, even going through Stoner, you see him go through sideways.
And the same thing of Albert Park. Same thing of Albert Park when we were at Friday practice at the back straight chicane. You see them run off, get loose through there, and those F1 cars. It must take a lot for an F1 car to still get loose through there because they're pretty planted. You know?
100%.
But it's true. So anyway, if you want to be a front straight Swifty,
That's
it's
cool.
all good.
There's
I don't mind. There's room for everyone.
There's room for everyone.
But I just have a little bit less respect for you. You like that one? Shout out, special mention to Lachlan Boyle as well. Could have been our MJ Performance of the Week.
It might be. It might be because I can't think of
I've
anyone.
got one. I've got
Good.
one. For Lachlan Boyle for calling us out for Oscar Piastri.
Yeah, we didn't have him on
We
at
didn't
all.
have him any of our top fives, and he said, "Boys, what are you doing?" And you know, credit where credit's due to Lachlan, one of our reigning could be a number one ticket holder.
Potential
This
number one.
End of this year, we'll be releasing our number one ticket holder on one of our special Patreon apps.
Has our friend Hardcastle got his helmet yet?
No, we haven't even sent it.
Well, he's got to.
So you will get that.
The rule is for Hardcastle though. He's got to subscribe to Patreon before he gets the helmet. But you do reckon it's fair
paying
enough?
for it.
You reckon it's fair enough?
Yeah, come on, Brado.
Yeah, come on, Brado. You
Well,
got
that takes him out of number one contention then.
Nah, he could if he funds the podcast or
Yeah.
a silent investor, we'll give him the number one ticket holder.
We'll get a season pass made.
Hey, ask me who the MJ Trading Cards Performance of the Week is.
Who is it, Jim?
It's Toprak.
yeah.
It's Toprak.
Yes.
He's won how many? 10 in a row.
10 in a row, man.
He clean swept the weekend.
Yep, another hat trick. That's 3 weekends in a row, man.
So he is absolutely dominating. And Curdy, he is bringing BMW back to the promised land, the glory days. And I know when we are talking about the glory days of BMW, you know what I'm talking about.
The 40s.
Curdy?
Are they coming to MotoGP?
Yes.
Oh, that's a great question. Now, Tom is on record for saying that BMW is coming to MotoGP and it's going to be VR46. Are you staying with that?
Yeah, I'm staying with that. Yeah, that was fucking fresh
confident.
off the press. That one. That was like crystal ball, like OG.
I don't want you to get any more because the head's already too
Bro,
big.
Marquez de Grassini.
That was fun.
No one was picking that. Did you see Daniel's face when I said that? He rolled his eyes at me.
You called
I
that
did.
two or 3 months before anyway.
More than that. It was way more than 3 months before, wasn't it?
Well,
yeah, it could be.
No, it was 3 months before even an article came out about it.
That was crazy.
Unbelievable.
That was crazy. But yeah, Toprak, unbelievable. And what track, Tom? What track?
What track, Daniel?
No, come on. You got to have a crack
Think
at it.
about the best World Superbike track on the calendar.
It wasn't Moscow. Was it? Oh, fuck, no.
The nuclear power
No
plant.
wonder I didn't watch it. God's sake.
What was your points on World Superbikes?
Well, like To be honest with you, we went down in February, and it was a great weekend. I have to admit, it was a great weekend, and it was like World Superbikes for me was really building into something that's going to be really exciting to watch. And then it's now getting dominated by one rider. Like, it's exactly what it didn't need. And it's happened.
Didn't need it.
Like 3 weekends of guys, well, like it's Bautista back 2021. Did he win the first 10, 12, 15
Yeah,
races?
he's done it a few times.
And like, it's like, oh man, like those sort of things don't, and it's like Max and F1. It doesn't make me want to watch the race.
It doesn't help you. It doesn't help the sport unless you're like a real crazy eccentric character or something like that. But how he rides, I guess he's just out in front and
Some
clean
people
sweeps
love
it.
It's helping
domination.
the sport though.
The purists.
Yeah.
The purists love it. Like
Yeah,
us.
they do. Yeah.
Maybe
Well,
I didn't love it when Cheeseburger was dominating so much and it was boring, but you got to obviously respect it.
when was Cheeseburger actually dominating? Like 2015?
2010,
Oh, okay.
2011.
Yeah, 2011 was a strong year.
Do you know
But
what's
he didn't win 2011
Nah,
though.
Stoner dominated 2012. It was just the races where Cheeseburger would, like, even from 09.
He'd literally just from the line, he'd just
Yeah.
check out.
So-
No one touched him.
So what was Rossi
And that was
doing?
before Aero.
What was Rossi doing in those years?
He broke his leg in, 10?
Yes.
He broke his leg in 10. So that was the race, I believe, when...
Was that in Germany?
I thought
No,
it was at
Mugello.
it was at Mugello. Yeah.
Practice.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
That was the race when he dominated. And Ben Spees was doing special comments.
Oh, okay.
And Spees, like, races mentality, like, predicted it. He said, oh, he'll just race out to a 3-second lead and just hold it. And that was when he was just doing consistent lap after consistent lap. But, yeah, so he's had years of it. But as I said on the Lorenzo reposter, he reposted one of our reels. 'Cause it was
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
But he could have had the hardest fight of it, all of it, you know,
It's
against Pedrosa, Stoner, Marquez, Rossi.
Yeah. Prime
luck.
Rossi as well.
Yeah, prime everyone.
Yeah.
He went up against prime everyone.
All on different manufacturers, different bikes.
Yeah.
You know, it's
He just didn't care, which is what I like when he came in. That's what I loved.
Yeah, Chubba Chubbs.
There were golden years back then with Ducati, Yamaha, Repsol, all going well.
I looked at, there was a photo because it was like an anniversary of when Rossi did that crazy move on Stoner, the corkscrew.
Oh, yeah.
And the bikes look so good.
Yeah.
Like that
Yeah.
Ducati looks like it's beautiful. That's a beautiful looking motorcycle.
Yeah.
There's no winglets.
Oh, it's
That
funny
makes
when,
a difference
when
on
winglets came in, I thought, oh, how cool is this? You know, like they look
Oh
awesome.
yeah, we didn't realize what we were doing. We're feeding the beast.
Yeah.
Minimal. It was nice.
Yeah.
Early doors, it was fine.
Yeah,
You know,
when
I think
Aprilia
Suzuki had it
yeah.
perfect.
I mean, they've got to have winglets on the bikes now. They have to because, like, road bikes have them. You can't go backwards and take all
I know,
the
I'm
winglets
looking
off.
at two V4s right now, and they both got
Yeah.
winglets on them.
So, like, I understand that to an extent. And are they doing enough for the new rules to reduce the aero? Who knows? We'll wait and see.
Fingers crossed.
But yeah, we sidetracked from Toprak. Not giving him any credit, but
But back to the point, back to the point of Lorenzo. Like, fuck, you know, he is an amazing, he's a top 3 best riders of all time.
Jesus, that's a big call. So he's not on your Mount Rushmore though.
But like, man, think about that though. He was dominating that year on prime this, prime that. I mean,
The thing of Lorenzo is he actually was unlucky a few times. He got taken out in some crucial stages. I remember Bautista took him out on that black San Carlo bike they ran for a year. I didn't know why they ran it black.
September 11?
Good guess. Simoncelli's death.
Okay.
Close enough. but-
Oh.
Fucking hell. I think we're talking about early days. I thought like closer to 2001. That's my guess.
What was I talking about?
I can't even remember.
I don't
now.
remember. This is where the story was going.
Lorenzo was unlucky.
Lorenzo getting
he was,
taken
He
out.
was unlucky, and he just had off days. Like when it rains, it just had off days. He just couldn't put a full season together. He did a few times, obviously, but like, okay, he won the championship when Rossi broke his leg. Rossi was probably going to win that championship if I put money on it. So that was one of them.
Yeah.
And I'm not taking anything away from him because Cheeseburger's awesome and I love him.
The Yamaha was the fastest bike that year, though,
That was the best
by a long stretch.
Yeah,
That was the best bike for a long time, that.
yeah, and they just had two incredible riders on it.
Yeah.
I wish Ben Spees did more.
I remember when Ben Spees got announced to factory Yamaha, I was like, nah, this dude's going to come out. He's going to win the championship.
He was so awkward on the bike.
I was convinced. I was like, Ben Spees is going to
Everyone loves
absolutely dominate. But
So who did he replace? He replaced Rossi at Yamaha.
number 11, Ben Spees.
Yeah, the Texas.
He
What
did
a
a few
G.
things though. He won a few races, didn't he?
One.
Race.
One race.
Assen, wasn't it?
Yep.
Then we've talked about this.
It's like Colin Edwards. Like I was looking at him the other day, and because they had that Assen replay
Yeah.
when he got past on the last corner. I'm like, oh, I wonder how many races he won. None.
No.
I know.
Didn't
he's
want
got
to
a couple
fucking-
podiums.
Didn't win one MotoGP race. He was that close to winning it, leading into the last corner.
I know. Bayless only won one on his wild card.
Yeah.
But that's what you don't see. You don't see World Superbike guys going back to Toprak. Like, I want to see him go in.
Is there room for him next year at all? Is that
I
completely
don't know.
done?
I
bro.
think it's done. And I think he came out and said he's staying with BMW anyway.
You know, and he came out and said he would rather stay in like a factory back Ducati or something like
Yeah, and so did Petrucci.
that.
He said he wants a factory bike.
Really? So they'd rather stay at factory. I mean, they're not going to take Petrucci.
Well,
I
no,
mean, that was-
Petrucci, he's just saying in general he wants
Yeah.
a factory backed Superbike. He won't go back across. But yeah, it's interesting that Ian only came out. Did he say that for sort of shits and gigs to, you know, pull the wall over something else? Who knows? For me, it does. He doesn't belong in that paddock. Though, just from the way he acts and all that kind of stuff.
Too much of a rock
He's
star.
too rock star. He's MotoGP.
When he's on a podium, I saw
Yeah.
a photo of him on a podium. He just looks like he doesn't want to be there. Like I'm too good for this place.
Yeah.
He acted like that at Phillip Island as well.
Oh
Like,
yeah. Well, I was scared of him and his superstar girlfriend.
It's crazy. His girlfriend's more famous than what he is.
I know, it's
Yeah,
nuts.
legit.
Crazy. And she's down at the hotel at Phillip Island.
Bro. Like around all these bogans.
Oh my god!
And like no one knows who she is. I just think
I
she's
went
a
up
hot
to the wrong
Italian
brother.
chick.
Remember when I went to the
Oh yeah.
fucking?
You went up to Sam.
I went Sam.
Sam Lowe's.
Sam.
What'd you
Lowe's.
say to him again?
I said, "Oh, great win, mate! You all shout at the bar." No, it's my brother, mate. He's inside. I go, "Fuck, Daniel."
I was egging you on too.
Yeah, fucking
Actually, Sam Lowe's had a massive stack in Superpole. I'm pretty sure it was in Superpole. Poor guy. Declared unfit. Massive high side.
Ah, right, okay.
Hopefully he's feeling better soon. He's had a couple of big offs. He had a big one at Phillip Island, remember? Big high side. He was limping around the back of the paddock. In practice.
I had
So-
about three minutes of sleep that whole weekend, so I don't really remember.
that's
much.
Renita's-
Thanks, Renita.
Renita's fault.
Seriously.
Guy Renita gets the interview with Jack Miller was pretty cool for her.
Yeah, race at Toowoomba, Jack Miller.
Talk about that, Jim.
Yeah, pretty cool. On a summer break, he does that. Obviously, a few
Yeah.
riders done a few things, but
Is it because he doesn't have a team that he's allowed to do that sort of stuff?
I think he's done it before. He's
No,
done
he
like
did
an
it with
ASBK
ASBK, yeah.
race and
Yeah, okay.
stuff.
So, yeah.
He was with Ducati. But like he can obviously, when we were speaking to Joel the other day, I said to him because he does MX riding with like Maverick, Vinales, and a few other guys, and I was like, oh, who's the quickest out of all of them? He said Jack.
Yeah, right.
And he obviously did like, you know, what do you expect him to do?
Yeah.
Fucking MotoGP rider, not a motocross rider.
Yeah,
But he got
exactly.
like 23rd and 24th in the MX1, which I still think is pretty good to hold your own and not come last. And
Well, how many?
Aussie
Is there
Championship.
30 riders or?
like 27 or something like that.
Okay, so he didn't finish last.
No. So he did it right. Just whoever's listening in the Australian
Standard Jack Miller things.
Yeah, no different. Just swap out the
Well, he
bogey.
didn't crash, so.
Well, I don't know. The motocross remount's easy enough.
True.
But yeah, it took me about 10 minutes to find results. So if I was Pro MX can sort out your results, that'd be great.
Oh, we got to. Is that anything to do with? That's not. That's an Australian championship.
Yeah.
And
Pro MX.
and how many races would they have a year?
I don't know. I feel like it's maybe like 10 or something like that.
God, I feel like it should be bigger. Like I don't know.
There's more tracks to do it at for motocross. Like they race a bit more.
So are they affiliated at all with the Supercross championship, or is it
No,
too?
it's different again. Honestly, I really don't know enough about like how the Supercross and moto. I know the motocross is just like their version, obviously, of the ASBK.
Yeah.
But I don't know how the Supercross works. I don't know. I think there's different owners and everything to that.
Oh, so it's not part of Motorcycle Australia.
Again, I don't know.
Yeah.
I
Jim?
couldn't. I wouldn't know.
I just don't get how that sport isn't massive.
It should be huge.
Like I reckon maybe.
They just don't have the stars, man.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like, how many kids grow up riding bikes in this country? Like huge amounts. Like
Yeah.
a huge amount of dirt bike riders.
And
Like,
there's good like named riders in Oz Pro MX. Like Brett Medcalf was racing.
Oh, yeah,
I had a
Eddie.
picture of him on my wall when I was a kid, signed by him. And yeah, there's always been good riders in that class, but it's like anything. It's like soccer. Like, okay, are you going to be in the A League or are you going to go over to play for Barcelona? You know, you're going to be Jet Lawrence. You're going to go to AMA or you're going to go to MXGP.
Yeah,
Go where the opportunity is.
And it's just because it always comes back to money. It always
it's
comes
only really
back to money.
cricket, rugby, and AFL, isn't it? That's going to earn you any money staying in Australia.
Well, the cricket, they still go to India.
Yeah, you still go
Yeah,
play
in
2020
IPL.
everywhere.
Yeah,
You know, so
it's crazy.
yeah, it's interesting, but they're still capable riders, like definitely capable riders. And I think some of the tracks are like little dust pit spots, like it's like Aussie Superbikes, you
like
know?
Moss.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like going to Moss or Morgan Park or
What's the
wherever
go
it
with
is.
Superbikes, Daniel? And with any more news with the Libby and me to take over? Are they taking
Nah,
Superbikes as well?
I think so.
They could just turn
there
these
hasn't
into
been any news on it though.
Bro, get us three to run that fucking joint. Would run it and so cool.
They need to go to. We've spoken about this, but they need to go to like Asia, Indonesia,
Yeah.
Sepang. They need to go to those continents.
do like a
They
top
need-
10
they need more races.
top 10
And a Laguna
shootout
Seca.
qualifying, something like that.
As if you're not going to tune in to Laguna Seca. Superbikes.
That'd be unreal. Yeah, they got to do something about
Double
it.
header of AMA there. Come on.
There's too much break in between as well.
Oh, I know. That's why
It's
people
like-
people got shit attention spans. Oh, it's another 2 months.
Yeah,
I'll
I'll
forget
lose
about it.
interest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they really got to revamp it.
And you
so-
know, like a lot of the reasons people would watch it is because MotoGP isn't on. You know,
Yeah, that's right.
That's the other thing. So
yeah,
like,
typically you'd go, all right,
Yeah.
GP's 1 week, Supers is the next. You're back at GP, or you might have 1 week break or F1 or whatever.
Yeah, they got to do something more with it. Who knows? I really don't know what that is though.
More
No.
tracks, less space between.
Yeah, take the shitty
gotta be.
fake lights out of the front of the bikes as well. Annoys me.
Road bikes, but
Yeah, but who cares? It's still
Well, make
racing.
them actually put real lights on there, but
Nah,
then you
worse.
go race endurance. Then they should have raced at Suzuka on the weekend.
Yeah. Hey,
let's talk about that.
Honda finally got a win. Suzuki 8 Hours. Zarko.
That's insane.
Took him back to the promised land of
At
a
how
couple of
good
Japanese riders.
that bike is.
How good does it look?
Like, it looks amazing. But how well it performs in that aspect, yet Superbikes can't do anything, and then GP, it's nowhere.
I know. It's like they're really good at that, and Superbikes are like autism, and MotoGP, they're like full on Down syndrome. That's like the scale of Honda.
Any big offs? Any injuries? Any action?
No, I watched like 3 hours of it because I was recovering, obviously, from my half marathon plus my 5K. So like, yeah,
I had to throw
I
it
was
in there.
pretty sore. I was pretty sore.
What are you running
inside.
from, man?
Oh, bro, demons. So many things. How long we got?
I don't know. How long
I've tripped you up at a pub a few nights over the years. I've netted him hard.
Hey, bro, we're always here for you. Don't worry about it.
Get the fake call from the missus. Sorry, bro, I gotta go.
My mate's been stabbed. I gotta go.
I hope you're right, though.
I used to have a mate growing up that was his call. Aaron Martin, if anyone's listening, he used to call me and go, mate, if I prank call you once, it means call me back and tell me that you've been stabbed. You need to get it because he's going to see a chick. So I used to call and go, mate, I've been stabbed. He goes, oh fuck, are you here in the background? I've got to go. Mate's been stabbed.
It's such a ridiculous.
Why would I ring him if I've been stabbed?
Yeah, well,
And the girl would have been like, bruh, like, what are you doing? Like, fuck. Bruh.
why do you have Down syndrome people on your computers, Curdy? Breakfast.
What's going
That's
on
Honda.
here?
That's Honda MotoGP. You know when came up on my Facebook, it was Aaron Martin on Jesse's Hyundai car sales thing going, is this the guy with the voice? And you're like, yeah, mate. So like someone you know, and I was like, fuck, what's going on?
That's crazy. Was Jesse go,
Oh,
vaping
yeah.
in the-
It's one of Tom's mates. Like all I see on his Instagram is just him vaping. It's the most ridiculous
I
thing
wouldn't
ever.
call him my mate, but you know, he's an
Come on,
acquaintance.
bro, he's a listener.
He's an acquaintance.
What happens when he listens to this?
Well, that's all
crying.
right. He'll be fine. He'll get over it. He'll get over it.
But yeah, anyway, going back to Honda. Yeah, you're right, Daniel. How are they so good at that?
Yeah, it's weird.
Well, I mean, they're different bikes, aren't they? They're not prototypes, so.
Well, it's very similar. It'd be very, very
Can
similar.
I go
to
and buy that bike?
Superbike. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
It's very similar to the World Superbike.
Is it?
CBR 1000.
That's where that first mistake is. Too many arms.
Triple
They-
R.
they
Triple R
love
SP. I think it's still the SP range too.
I love the Suzuki GXR XR. I know they had like an XR as well and shit like that as well.
Yeah, there's a G6R and there's a G6
Yeah, GSX-R 1000R.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
There's
For racing.
a lot going on.
ZX-10, the double R as well. There's R and double R.
Beam. What's the R? Is it R mean just racing? Beam S1000 double R.
Yeah, maybe.
Panigale V4 R. I don't know
That,
what
for,
they are.
yeah,
It must be the racing spec, I'd say. Like
It
racing
must be
spec.
mean
yeah.
racing.
Yeah.
What does 3 R's mean?
Really, really racing.
Really retarded racing.
yeah, really, really racing.
Who got third, Daniel? Was it the Ducati or the BMW or Kawasaki was fighting? Did Ducati make the podium when you saw it?
Oh man, I can't remember. I just seen the celebrations with Honda. And Yart was walking off the podium.
Because I saw Josh Waters get out after his stint. It must have been super hot there, and he went straight into like an ice bath. Like all Japanese people had like ice things around him.
no way.
He was like dripping in sweat. Then like they panned back to him, and he was like in a little kiddie pool, and his
No
kids
way.
were around him, and like all ice around him, and he looked cooked.
There's a few of the
Looked
Aussie
spent.
boys out there as well.
Yeah, he did. Josh did really well representing the WSBK.
That's his 8th time there or something, if
Oh,
I'm not
really?
mistaken. He's been there a few times.
And old mate, one of the trio from Ducati was there. You know, the tall guy after Asian misses.
Oh, yeah, GG.
Not
Nah,
GG, the
Paolo-
other guy.
Paolo
Chibati.
Paolo Chibati,
He's
yeah.
running their.
He was there.
He's running their
Motocross.
team.
Yeah,
that's right.
MXGP. But he was there with Josh Waters' team.
That's cool.
No way.
Yeah, it was really cool. He's been there for all the testing, everything. He's really right
cool.
into it, which is
I
really
think
cool.
Ant West was there as well with
Ant
Suzuki.
West, yeah.
And
I was tracking that one.
Yeah,
boys,
well,
I was scoping that one out.
we've got to get him on.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
But no, we're not. We'll go to his house.
Yeah. We have to. We'll pay a visit to him. That's fine.
Yeah, perfect.
And
Have the full experience. You know what I'm saying?
Max Stauffer or Cam Dunker, one of those boys was
Really?
at
Cam
Suzuka.
Dunker?
One of them. I
The
think it might have been. I
16-year-old?
think it might have been Max.
No, we're
I'm gonna
Max.
They're
check
both
it out.
young. Stauffer's only 17, I think, as
Yeah.
well, isn't he? He's just
Yeah, he's
fresh
young
18
too.
now.
He's not that much older.
Such a crazy track, man. Seriously, watching them go around. Did you know there's a chicane? They put a chicane in there.
Where?
So if you go around that tight hairpin
Yeah,
that goes
yeah,
up
yeah.
right,
Yeah,
there was a
yeah.
chicane there. I didn't know you could even put one in there.
Yeah, but I've seen it before. Yeah,
It must be because of that right hander we always talk
Yeah.
about where there's no runoff.
But do they always have the chicane there?
That's the first time I've ever noticed it.
Yeah, Max Stauffer.
Yeah, right. What was he racing?
He was on a. It would have been on a Yamaha, I think. Yeah.
Sorry.
Nah. R1M.
yeah, still on
M
R.
for what?
Magnificent.
Motor.
Yeah, what does all these letters mean?
I don't know. It's
Seriously?
just freaking bits and
it's
bobs
just-
that you
it's
get
just-
on the bike.
Just
Different.
wank.
Yeah. You know, you get freaking carbon brakes or
Magnesium
not, but-
wheels or whatever
Yeah,
it is.
stupid shit like
carbon
that.
wheels and shit. Couldn't really care less.
brush steel tank and all that kind of crap. But yeah, that's cool to see a few of those boys head over there and give it a crack.
Yeah, it was really good. I love the Suzuka. It would be a great event to go to.
That would be a really cool one to
Packed
go to.
grandstands as well.
Good time to go to Japan at the moment as well,
Okay.
because they're summer. So
Yeah, it was crazy hot there apparently. Cool to see Ducati getting around up there as well for
Jeez, I wouldn't
8
have
hours?
liked the bloody heat, that's for sure.
yeah,
Yeah,
I know,
true.
right,
I would
true.
have struggled.
Yeah.
is Ducati still unreliable in the real world?
Curtis is a Ducati owner.
How's your V2 going?
V2's going mostly all right. Yeah.
It was bloody had the fan on when you stopped for the pod today,
Yeah, a lot of traffic
and it's like
coming into
3
it.
degrees outside, and it was already overheating.
Yeah. It's because I'm doing stop-start traffic. Ducatis don't like that.
It's cut through, bro.
What about when you open it up, Curtis?
Oh, when you open up, it's fine. Perfectly fine.
Mm.
You're going to have a helicopter chasing you real soon.
Oh,
Yeah, it's funny because there's a lot of negative stigma with Ducatis and how unreliable they are, but like everyone I know who owns them loves them and hasn't had a big issue with them.
Well, even the new ones have come such a long way.
Give me a minute. Ducati so far has been pretty good in terms of reliability. MV Agusta, buy one and put it in your living room because 3 kilometers down the road it will be towed.
it's a fair call.
We're trying to get a sponsor
BMWs
from them at the moment, bro. What are you doing?
Yeah, I know, man.
BMW's doing pretty good, but get ready for the service fee.
Ugly, boring bike.
Exactly.
Ugly,
I've
boring
heard,
bike.
I've heard it from a lot of people. It's a boring bike.
What's
to
a boring
ride.
bike?
The
Beamer.
BMW.
Beamer.
There's,
Oh,
and
yeah.
there's no personality. You know?
Get an Aprilia if you want personality.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that. They learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
Too much personality.
Nah, you need a little bloody 390.
That was like picking up a chick and she just doesn't shut the fuck up. That's what that Aprilia was. Like it's good looking, she's hot, whatever, but just doesn't shut the fuck up. That's what it was exactly.
with a bad chino.
Yeah. Well, that's a deal breaker, isn't it?
Yeah, no teeth.
No teeth.
Yeah, they're wicked, those things.
What, the no teeth? Or
Yeah.
Cappuccinos.
Take him out.
Take them out.
Cappuccino only before 11 a.m. Daniel.
That's it, exactly.
Okay? Listen to me, mate.
Otherwise,
Only for
downstairs.
breakfast.
Only for breakfast.
No, good friend of the pod, Ibby, he bought the new 1100 RSV4 that Curtis is talking about. What a bike, man.
You rode that, didn't you?
Yeah, I took it for a spin the other day.
Good.
Weapon. I loved his old one. He had a 2014 RSV 4000. And that I love that. And I jumped on this thing. I was like, dude, amazing.
Yeah, right.
So much better.
That's crazy, isn't it? What
Yeah.
year's his, did you say?
His new one's 2022.
Oh, wow. It's really new.
Yeah. So much power.
That's mad.
Yeah. Doesn't bog down as much down low.
Mm.
Picks up really, really nice. A lot of electronics and all that, but
Rider
like
aids.
yeah, like I think he said something like 8 different modes you can set it to. It's like
It's crazy, isn't that?
2 wet modes or something like that,
2 wet nose.
or something 3 street modes and 3 race modes or 2 race modes, like something crazy.
They're just race bikes, aren't they?
Yeah, it's got the wings on it and all that kind of stuff.
Ant West just put up a post. Unfortunately, I left the team down. Disappointing after riding so well all week and helping the team fight for a top 10.
What, he crashed?
With 20 minutes left of the Suzuka 8-hour, we were in 7th place and I crashed.
Oh,
I feel terrible and so disappointed in myself. I lost the front at the apex of turn 9.
Which one's turn 9?
That's a
The
double
hairpin?
left-hander, I think, going onto the back straight.
Yeah.
Off camber.
Such a good track.
Yeah, it's crazy.
20 minutes to go. Who were we talking to that launched themselves Loris Baz at like the first lap of Le Mans 24 hours?
Yeah,
Who were we
yeah,
talking
yeah.
to? Was that Cam Donald who was saying that?
No, it was before Cam.
I think it was Cam.
no, I think it was Cam.
Yeah.
Oh, it was Cam?
Yeah, when we were talking about endurance.
Yeah.
All the French
French.
get too excited.
That's right. It was Cam. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, that's crazy. But it's typical French, but.
Oh, yeah. These
What
come.
were we talking about? Who was talking about something? Oh, fucking hell. Someone was talking about French. What was I talking to them about? Keep talking about yourselves.
I'm watching you try and work this out.
Oh, what was
Taking
it?
over.
I think it was Tour de France. Sorry, I'm getting my wires crossed. Tadej Pogacar won his third Tour de France.
I saw that. I've just been watching compilations of people getting like pushed over, or like the police like kick people right in the gut when they're running up against the cyclists through the mountain stage.
Oh yeah.
Because they're really trying to crack down on that.
Yeah, but it's ridiculous. People running up and trying to video. It's not for their enjoyment, so they can send it to their friends. You know.
Yeah, or get like some social media. bit
Yeah,
or something.
exactly.
That's pretty cool.
Right, you are.
Did you guys see? Do you reckon with MotoGP, I wrote this down. There's more camaraderie with the Spanish. Have we spoken about this?
I think we've touched on it.
Yeah, I think so.
But I thought there's a bit of a lack of that at the moment with the Spanish.
Well, Fisher, of all random people, were playing with Alicia, who's hanging out with Alicia Spargo and Jorge Martin.
Oh, yeah, I saw
and
that.
Pedro Acosta.
The fish is in like
Fisher.
The Fisher, the
DJ.
The DJ.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
fish. He's the best fish. I
Yeah,
love
he's
him.
with them.
No
He's put up a
way.
post with them.
No, he didn't.
Bro, I swear to God, I swear to Allah.
I
love
did
the fish, man.
I did see the photo of Acosta and they're all together.
Yeah.
But then again, you look at what we talked about last week, and we talked about Martin and Marquez not getting along as much. Or a bit of
But that's only like just a 2, but it seems like Martin, Aleix, obviously Paul, who else was there? Someone else. They're all together, Jorge Martin, like all together. It seems like there's a bit more camaraderie. Pedro Acosta, like they're kind of like taking each other under each other's wings a bit more.
Probably.
Yeah, it's a good call.
Which I don't think you would traditionally see from the Spanish. I feel like the Italians kicked it off a little bit with the VR46 Riders Academy, obviously, but it seems like they're like maybe a bit more
it's funny.
buddy these days.
Maybe. Did you find the photo?
No, whose profile was it
Oh,
on?
bro, I don't know. It was like Fisher, or I wouldn't be Fisher. I don't even think I follow him. Maybe Jorge
No,
Martin.
it's not Martin. Well, it's on his stories anyway. Oh, yeah? Oh, it's
Yeah,
right
that's
here.
it.
That is unreal, man.
Yeah, how random's that? You
Oh,
kidding?
no. We're going back the wrong way. That's so sick.
It is cool.
How do you work?
Cool for Fisher as well.
How do you work that out? He's done.
But he's a world class DJ now.
He's done the Richmond Premiership after party.
yeah.
Yeah, greatest event
You
he's
know-
ever done, he said.
Yeah, that's right. You know, Dusty paid him 20 grand for that for 2 hours, and he stayed for 24.
24 hours.
Yeah,
I'm sure
or
he
12
did.
hours or something like that. Yeah.
How do they do
Feels
that with
loving
just
it.
drinking alcohol?
Oh,
It's amazing,
yeah,
isn't it?
it's incredible.
Couldn't be me.
It's incredible. It's just alcohol, isn't it?
That's athletes. And after winning a grand final as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Jaden Short, what did he get caught?
Was it Shorty?
Shorty on the boundary line.
Off the bag. It apparently it was a watch. Get out of here.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that was after the flag.
That's right. Yeah. Fuck, I'll have to ask him about that, Shorty.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah.
Again, for our Melbourne
But
listeners.
you know, the thing is with those things, everyone does it. Like that's the thing.
Like,
Like,
speak for yourself, mate.
you know, but I'm just saying, like everyone gets on the piss after the piss. After like that, of course
Like
you're gonna do that.
athletes,
Like
you
yeah,
mean?
of course, man. Like there's so much of that.
The
At
nose
the end of the
beers.
season, you're not going to get drug tested. Like
So MotoGP riders, everything.
I think so.
100%
Oh,
Jorge Martin.
yeah, my team probably.
They're all kind of fitness fanatics, but like
doesn't
Alicia
matter, bro.
Spargo.
yeah, that doesn't do much for your fitness
They
levels.
see they see Coke as like a fucking a healthy alternative. You know what I'm saying? Made of real plants and shit.
Plant-based.
Fuck, we got off track on this
Yeah.
one, haven't we? What time we got there, Curdy? We hit the hour yet?
Yeah, I think so.
We're at 1 hour and 10 minutes.
All right, let's wrap her up. Jim, you happy?
All right, boys.
All right, cheers.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.